Hello, so for one of my urban design class today, we are studying public spaces. We are discussing what makes a successful public space and what doesn't. So William White, back in 1979, was assigned the task of doing public space research. The city of New York had so many plazas and public spaces, and they were wondering why. Well, some were used rigorously, and then some parks were completely empty. And so he conducted a research study to extract data as why public spaces are more used than others. What he found was that it wasn't so much the shape of the park or the size of the park. There was no true correlation as to why people use spaces. But it was more the factor of if there was available seating displaced throughout the park. And so if there are seatings in the park, people would usually sit down and stay within the park. Characteristics that made seating successful, there are factors as in, are they flexible seatings? Are they fixed seatings? Typically, multi-use seatings, multi-use spaces, where it could be used as a table or a seat, ledgers, things like that. Those are really popular. Those are used. But they also made a point that fixed seatings, typically small fixed seatings aren't very effective in open spaces, as they're more effective for space limited spaces such as movie theaters. Those fixed seatings are very appropriate, whereas in open spaces, fixed seatings usually are not appropriate. They were also talking about bench spaces. They did a study, and it says most people would end up sitting at the end of the benches first, to either one side to the next. And the last space people might sit is in the middle of the bench. And some people even opt to stand instead of sitting. So they're saying to design benches to be shorter, because people don't often like to sit in the middle. They just sit on the ends of them. And so that was pretty much the whole article. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it.